Good morning, everyone. In our previous session, we have seen ultrasonic flow meter, and ultrasonic flow meter. We seen the what is the meaning of ultrasonic flow meter, right? How it works, what is the principle, and its analogy with the boat going in a direction of the current and the opposite direction of the current. Then we see the formula how V is equal to S by T. S is same for A to B or B to A, right? And then that L is V equal, then we can calculate the V. If we know the V, then Q is equal to area into velocity. After that, we seen different kind of ultrasonic flow meters like inline with the spool. Then we see insertion, and we see the clamp on also. We also seen the 1 path, 2 path, 3 path, 5 path ultrasonic flow meter, and we also learned why we need to increase the paths. We also seen the fully developed profile of a flow is a parabola. We have seen some applications also, and now we are seeing in today's session what are the parameters which are affecting the accuracy and repeatability of ultrasonic flow meters. If we know the principle, then we very easily select the right technology for our flow measurements, and that we also discuss when we are learning differential pressure or electromatic flow meters or rotameters also. And now is the ultrasonic flow meter. So we see when we are working with the ultrasonic flow meter, most of the time is the clamp on. Then we have to consider many other things like we discussed in the previous session: OD of the pipe, thickness of the pipe, ID of the pipe, right? And if it's a lined pipe, there's some liner inside the pipe, then thickness of the liner we also have to consider. When we put these parameters and MOC of the pipe, then distance between the two sensors, it calculates itself, the electronics calculate it, and that time we have to erect those sensors in a same distance, otherwise my reading will be different. This is the crucial things we should know while dealing with the ultrasonic flow meter. Same is written over here. A and the B are the sensors, and the pipe valve. This one is your thickness of the pipe. So all the parameter we discussed is written over here. Means pipeline outer dia OD, thickness T, pipe size, pipe material, liner. If liner, then liner thickness. We have to put inside the electronics before the measurement. And now we see here the solid, it can cater if it is a less than 5%, and gases it can cater if it is less than 2%. But when we are selecting the flow meter, you select flow meter ultrasonic when there is a clean fluids. Okay. Now what are the disadvantages? So in the disadvantages, we can see if someone asks what is the principle of ultrasonic flow meter, we already learned. We can say it's a transit type flow meter. What is a transit type flow meter? We can say V is equal to S by T. This is a formula. Based on that, we have two sensors. It is giving signal to A to B and B to A, right? And TAB, TBA. So this is called the transit time flow meter. Now, in the previous slide also we discussed that the pipe valve interface, pipe valve itself, the thickness of the valve, ID, OD, liner, if there is any corrosion, these are affecting the repeatability and accuracy of flow meter. If you want to learn more about accuracy or the repeatability or the accuracy, then we have another video for the static characteristics of the instrumentation. So you can refer those. Now, air space within the fluid. Again, it has a problem. Then, if it is a concrete pipe, it is a fiberglass pipe, pipeline with the plastics, then your ultrasonic waves will not pass and flow will come only 0. So you have to consider before selection of flow meter. So these transit type flow meters will not perform in a concrete, fiberglass and the pipe lined with the plastic and the all. Very old pipes of the CI, DI or sometimes MS also, if there is a lot of things inside, right, there's a build-up of sludge and all, then also it will not work. Even SDP pipe, it will not work. So if I have a SDP pipe and I want to do the measurement with the ultrasonic flow meter, then what I have to do? Then we have to have a one MS material pipe in between, and MS we will put my sensors, and then there's a SDP. Now in the third thing is, if it is a dirty fluid, bubbly fluids or the particulates laden fluids, means STP applications, right? So please avoid in those kind of application, don't use ultrasonic flow meter. They are not a right choice, baby. Now this is an interesting slides for those who are in the projects, who are in the services, who are in the installation of the flow meters. Here we already understand these things in the depth when we were discussing the delta P flow meters, differential pressure, orifice and all, or electromatic flow meter, the requirement of the straight run, and the fluid dynamics. We also understand why it needed, because we want my flow measurement area when it is the parabola, means fully developed profile. Similar way of the DP meters and the electromatic flow meters, in ultrasonic flow meters, these are the straight runs, 5D, 10D. If it's a 90D band, NRV, valve, Y branches or the T branches, then manufacturer will tell how much straight runs are required upstream and the downstream. That we need to follow the instruction of the manual of the instrument manufacturer. This slide we discussed in a detail when we were discussing fluid mechanics. This is, you are seeing the parabola. If you observe here, the green one is a parabola, and here you see light blue is also a kind of parabola. So here we can see this is the parabola, okay, and this is what, this is the point. If you talk about the ultrasonic flow meter, we say it is the point velocity flow meters. So if it is like this parabola, then at this place whatever the velocity, it will measure. Why we are increasing the path? Means when you have 2 sensor, 4 sensor, 6 sensor, 10 sensor, why we are doing it? So what we are doing, for one sensor the point and the velocity is V1, for other is V2, other is V3, then we are having the average. V average we are taking V1 plus V2 plus V3 divided by 3 to increase the accuracy of my flow meter. Same thing it is given over here. If you see, these are dependent on the flow profile. If it is not a proper parabola, if my distribution, okay, if we talk about the distribution network of a city, so what's happening there? Their velocity is increasing and decreasing depending on the time and depending on the load, means uses. In the morning 8 to 9 the high peak uses, right? In the noon time 2 to 3 is a less, night time is a very less, evening time is slightly more. So parabola is changing depending on the load and the time of the water supply. So typical accuracy we say is a 1.2% when my RE means Reynolds number is a 10. V average, V mean, maximum. Okay, this V maximum, V average we discussed in a previous section when I made pipeline like this and the parabola like this. I told you this is the V max, and I told you one thing, at this point and at this point the ideal velocity V ideal will be how much? 0. Okay, if you don't understand, go to the previous slide and brush your basics of, yeah. So we will go to the next slide now. Now here you see we are using here 3 beam. We are using a 3 beam flow meter. 3 beam means there are 6 sensors, A1 B1, A2 B2, Then A3, B3. Three sensors, three velocities V1, V2, V3. V average is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 by 3. So why we are doing this 3 beam? Because we want to have a better accuracy. So what happened? More information of flow profile, better performance with a non-axial symmetric flow profile, good reproducibility, higher accuracy, and the accuracy range is the hello. Now interesting thing. Here it is the, I am just changing the color for your benefit. Here I am talking about the accuracy is the of MV of the measured value. Sometimes we say accuracy at FS. This we also discussed in a previous sections. So you understand the accuracy is a two type. One is for the MV, other is for the FS. What is FS? What is MV? We already discussed in the previous classes. If you have a doubt, if you have some questions, if you have some clarifications, you comment. You can call me also and I will elaborate those things for you. Advantage, we seen the disadvantages. Right now we see the advantages of ultrasonic flow meters. What are the advantages? So the first advantage is a non-intrusive. That's why it is a good for the auditing purpose. We are not going to stop the flow. We will put the flow meter at the outside and we know what is the flow. Then non-moving parts, we see in the construction. Fluid properties have no effect on performance. Conductive and non-conductive, both kind of media we can measure in ultrasound. In electromagnetic, we cannot use a non-conductive. Only that's a applicable for the conductive fluids. High accuracy over a wide range. High turn down. What is the turn down ratio? So in a previous slide also we seen accuracy, reproducibility, turn down. For that we have a separate playlist and the separate videos. There are 14-15 videos on the static characteristics of the instrumentation. So you can refer those videos. And the bidirectional flow is this direction you can measure, flow is in this direction you can measure. Even sigma flow means some plus some minus, what is the net? So that counter is also available in a ultrasonic flow meters. And there's a lot of industrial applications you can see over here for the oil and gas, chemical, petro and water, wastewater, you know many. Okay, you can see in a oil and gas, lot of applications of this. Now we see here some installations. These are the some installation photos how we can install these sensors on the pipes. Here we took some very good examples of people say na DI pipe. This is its work on the metallic pipes. Here you can see this is the DI pipe, ductile iron pipe. We have used it in the CI pipe also. It worked. PVC also worked. CPVC, UPVC, it also worked. HDP, it will not work. So you see, here you see, in a DI pipe, we cleaned it. See, this is a silver color, this is a black color. Then only that ultrasound will pass. So you have a zero number of emery paper and at least for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you have to rub it and make it like this finish. Then only you can say it will work properly. And there are two sensors. Here you see for the reference, which is the upstream or the downstream, the color is a red, it is the blue, and this is its electronics where you see the flow. Okay, all right. Now you can see here what he is doing. So it's a bigger pipe. Emery paper and it will take a time. So he has the angle grinder. With the angle grinder, we are doing the rubbing and the cleaning of the pipe so that my sensor can be fitted in a better way and it transfer ultrasound in a good way. This we all use in an auditing purpose. Here in this plant, we are using the efficiency of pump and the motor machineries. In this case, we are just measuring the flow, how much it is giving, or if not, if the new plant was installed and we have to know they are giving the guaranteed flow or not. in this application, these are Indian Railways application where we did the water audit. So in the all the water which is going to the this water in the railways, so we did the audit to calculate the NRW of the that railway division.